Are you a student or a working professional researching about higher studies in Canada? You might be worried about university shortlisting, cost of living, lifestyle, expenses, scholarships, visa, and other related topics. We understand your worries. Stay tuned as we will be answering the top 30 most asked questions on study abroad in Canada. Welcome to Leap Scholar, India's #1 study abroad platform. We help you to secure an education loan to study abroad students without collaterals, with the best education anywhere in the world. So let's get started. Here's the first question. What are the benefits of studying in Canada over other countries? Canada has over 5 lakh Indian permanent residents, which is a high compared to Australia, Germany. 2 in 5 academies have international degrees, and 11 of the top 25 universities in the world are located in Canada. According to QS Best Student Cities, 4 of the world's top student cities are Canadian: Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, and Ottawa. Canada has among the lowest tuition fees and also ease of PR. But once you find your slot in a better college or university, the annual cost per annum is around 8 to 9 lakh and 15 to 20 lakhs respectively, which is comparably low. This sums up the next question. How is the student life in Canada over India? This question seems to be asked by most of the students, and they are worried too. The learning environment of the classroom is friendly, where the professors are approachable and help students learn independently. The campus life is with extracurricular activity organized by clubs for all interests. Students can also enjoy the beauty of the land with hot summers and cold winters. We know that winters are harsh. Here are 5 tips to survive in winter. For over 3 to 4 months, the winter is very harsh. Hence, always make sure to check the weather forecast before heading out. Wear lots of layers: hats, gloves, scarf, and masks. Waterproof clothing. The thickest jacket won't help if you are soaked into the skin. Never step outside without rugging up. Due to extreme cold exposed, skin can become frostbitten in 30 seconds. Hence, cover up completely. And exercise regularly to increase your body temperature. The transportation in Canada is basically by public or self-owned cars. So, how is transportation in Canada? Transportation in Canada has trains, buses, and you must buy a ticket or a transit pass to have unlimited use of public transportation. Public transportation is the cheapest way of traveling between cities. It has more way of travel such as bus, train, light rail trains, streetcars, or trams. Let's talk about the telecom, accommodation, and food in Canada. What are the costs of internet and phone packages in Canada? We as Indians are very lucky when it comes to internet and phone packages. It's very expensive in Canada. It will cost you around 40 to 50 Canadian dollars per month, that is around 2,800 INR per month. What is the cost of accommodation in Canada? There are several types of accommodation like houses, condominiums, and apartments. The best way to find accommodation is by websites like Kijiji, Craigslist, rentseeker.ca, and Facebook groups. The rent would cost around 400 to 1,000 Canadian dollars respective to the cities and the luxury. What are the food options available for vegetarian and non-vegetarian? The average cost for a week would cost you around 1,000 to 1,500 Indian rupees or 20 to 30 Canadian dollars. From rice, chapati, rotis, samosas, dal, khichdi to Haldiram's bhel mix, every Indian meal and snack is available. Walmart, fresh.co, etc. are few fresh marts. This account even for a non-vegetarian. Once you step into Canada, we have to figure out our living. So, what are the part-time jobs available in Canada? You need a SIM number, which is to be registered at Canada Service to start the part-time job. The average part-time salary is $14 to $19 per hour or $36,332 per year, which is a maximum of 20 hours per week. The entry-level position salary are $25,000 and experienced make up to $51,000. The best part-time jobs are call center rep $14 per hour, server $15 per hour, caregiver $15, customer service rep $17, delivery guy $18, and customer support rep $20. It's better to use Indeed.ca to find jobs at your convenience. Now let's discuss the next set of questions about programs, education loans, visas and scholarships. Is it possible to study in Canada without IELTS? For many people, this seems to be true or false. Yes, it is possible to study in Canada without IELTS. How? Let me explain. IELTS is conducted for the sole purpose of English proficiency. So, students spend a lot of hours to crack this exam. But to study without IELTS, you have to choose strategically among the universities which do not consider it as a primary criteria. The universities qualify students under criteria like if you native of English-speaking nation, studied in English medium school for more than 4 years. What are the various work permit validity periods? PGWP, Post-Graduation Work Permit. If you study less than 8 months, no PGWP. If you study for more than 8 months and less than 2 years, you have 1 year of PGWP. If you study for more than 2 years, you get 3 years of PGWP. How to get PR after studying in Canada? Canada only invites skilled and qualified people for their PR. There are 3 categories for PR: Canadian Express Class, Federal Skilled Worker Program, and Provincial Nominee Program. If you want to work in Canada after you graduate from your studies, you must apply for a work permit under the PGWP program. You are eligible for PGWP if you have stayed full-time in Canada, no additional breaks. What are the major changes in Study Permit 2020? As per the recently introduced study visa grant process, there will be 2-stage process of the visa. Stage 1, AIP, which is Approval in Principle, and Stage 2, Biometric and Visa Stamping, when VAC, Visa Application Center, will resume operation for the student to be able to fly to Canada. And what are the scholarships available in Canada? Canada does have an affordable education and cost of living. It solely depends upon the course level, course stream, number of students to be awarded, and scholarship type, whether it be merit-based or need-based, and it's also college-specific. There are 267 plus scholarships available for Indians to study abroad. Please check into www.wemakescholars.com for various scholarships. How to get an education loan and its problems. Lending a loan from a public sector bank is preferable over the private sector because of less interest rates around 6.8%. The top banks like HDFC 9.55%, ICICI 11.25%, Axis Bank 13.70%, which is very expensive compared to the public sector, and it depends on collateral and without collaterals. So please research thoroughly before you get a loan. We at Leap Scholar provide education loans without collateral. Check into the website www.leapfinance.com. Is it possible to repay your education loan within a work permit? Let's say you work 20 hours during your part-time jobs and earn $1,000 per week for 2 semesters. Work full-time during your 4-month break and earn $2,000 per week. And even through your internship work, you earn $3,000 ideally. Let's assume your monthly expenses are $1,000. By doing this, you can save around $30,000 to $40,000 per year. And it solely depends on your month of intake, semesters, courses, summer break, internship, and most importantly, your lifestyle. So yes, you can repay your education loan. Let's look into the possibilities in the worst case. What happens if you don't repay your education loan? You will be blacklisted and your name will appear now in the civil defaulters list, and assume that you will be denied any loan in the future unless you have any strong property collateral. CRISIL and CIBIL are credit rating agencies. Once your credit scores are down after a certain period, your loan interest in the future would be higher than the base rate. Hence, it's better to think twice before you decide. What is the education system in Canada? The higher education system is very different from the Indian and American systems. It's of three types of institution. Public universities, they are run by the provincial, territorial or federal government. Private universities, they are run by donations and funds from research grants and are not government based. Liberal arts colleges, they are either public or private colleges and rely on UG courses in liberal arts. Which province is the best to settle for PR after graduation? It depends on the field of study one graduates in. Ontario has better opportunities than other cities, and not that you can't find success in another province. It's just a more number of opportunities that make it easier to find jobs in your field. For IT, accounting and finance, Ontario is best. And for engineering, oil gas, the best cities are Calgary and Alberta. Is it possible to study in Canada after the 12th? It's possible, but it's very early to study abroad because you have no proper qualifications or credentials. Try to prepare well for your IELTS exam and score as high as possible in your 12th grades. With that score, it would be useful later to study in Canada. But please take your decisions respective to your family decisions. Or, when you are done with your 12th standard, do wisely with what career option or what degree you will be pursuing there. After you are done graduating and your co-op, there you will be having proper Canadian education and work experience to apply for your job. Believe me, you will have 90% chances that you can land decent job. Please take your decisions with respect to your personal circumstances. Is the university a better option than a reputed college? In college, the programs you get both theoretical knowledge and practical experience as well. The majority of college programs are short, like 1 to 2 years, except a few. In university, the courses with mathematics, engineering, science language, history, computer-oriented are 3 to 4 year degree programs, specialization, offered by the majority of universities. They offer research programs with lab facilities in science. Both colleges and universities are good, but it depends on how you choose and how you accommodate yourself. Is the study gap acceptable in Canada and its problems in visa? You have that opportunity and it depends on personal circumstances. For PR, it's 2 years and for PG, it's 5 years. And there is an exception for students who expertise in their field of study. Your scores and qualifications have to be high compared to the present scenario qualifications. To get this opportunity is completely in your hands. What are the problems with visa for applying PR? In the visa process, the foreign national who is applying for a study permit should satisfy the IRCC office with a genuine bona fide certificate and explaining your primary goal to study in Canada. You or your parents are able to pay for your studies, stating that you don't have any criminal background or any serious health issues. You need to show that you will return to your home country after finishing your program. And you need to provide corroborating evidence in your explanation letter. What is the job market in Canada? COVID. Canada's economy shed by nearly 2 million jobs and the national unemployment rate is 13%. Despite layoffs and bankruptcies, hiring is happening at a much slower pace. According to Statistics Canada, job losses were largely in major industries where working from home was impossible. As the days pass by, positions are now being filled once again as governments begin to loosen the restrictions. What are the top full-time and part-time jobs after COVID-19? IT development, retails, nursing and healthcare, supply chain, call center agents, financial advisors, IT support, warehouse workers, and manufacturing engineers. What is the average salary in Canada? The average income in Canada is roughly $70,000 to $75,000. However, the GDP in Canada is roughly $45,000 per person. So on average, salaries will be around $45,000 to $50,000. Above average will be in the $70,000 to $75,000 per person. The very good salary would be over $100,000 per person. You can live very comfortably in Canada with $100,000 income per person. What is the cost of living in Canada? There's a huge variation depending on where you live. The territories are most expensive, partly because nearly all food must be brought in either by ship in spring through fall or by air. Both cost a lot. Perishable goods like dairy products, fresh fruits and vegetables cost the most. Housing isn't cheap either. Most materials must be brought in and bulky items can only be brought in by ship. Canada's largest cities like Toronto and Vancouver have very high housing prices and rental prices. Smaller cities and towns in the prairies likely have the cheapest cost of living overall. Is it advisable to immigrate to Canada post-COVID? The decision to immigrate to another country such as Canada requires personal circumstances as well as the legal environment. Post-COVID-19, the Immigration Department intends to admit 341,000 permanent residents in 2020, 351,000 in 2021 and 361,000 in 2022, which are record high number of immigrants. Canada would need newcomers after the pandemic to improve the economy. How safe are girl students in Canada? Canada is a relatively safe country. When compared to the USA, the crime rates are 4 times lesser. Sexual assaults are also one of the problems wherever you study. Overall, girls are safe, but they need to be aware of how to handle themselves in social situations that might lead them to unwanted advances. Is Canada preferable over the USA? This is a tough decision. Canada has a quality education but the USA has more quality compared to Canada. During the visa process, Canada is easier, but the USA is much more difficult to get. But as the USA is a crowded area, there is more competition than Canada, which again makes Canada a better place to study and work. But Canada has world-class universities and colleges, lower tuition costs, post-graduation work permit, PR, which is better than the USA. We have come to the end of the video. Let's wind it up with the last question. What is the reality of studying in Canada? Wherever you study, masters or undergrad, the struggle is always constant. You would have a fear of not repaying your education loan and fear of not performing well in your masters. Student life depends upon your own circumstances of living, and we would suggest having a conversation with the student mentor expert about the reality of your student life. We at Leap Scholar help students with consultations, education loans, bank accounts, and stay with you as a study abroad platform to ease with your dream plans, even at your minute queries, because we understand that it's not easy to start a new career abroad. Do let us know if you have any questions in the comment section to answer. Until next time.